I'm an Army brat. Dad graduated from West Point in 1950, and when people say, where'd you go to elementary school, I say first grade New York, second grade Oklahoma, third grade Maine, fourth and fifth grade Kansas, and North Carolina, and sixth grade Kansas. And people say, whoa. I say, it's all we knew. That has shaped who I am in the sense that I can drop into a situation and I think generally feel comfortable with talking with whoever's there.
I just think part of his experiences, I mean, he worked, I believe, in admissions in some schools, and so I think he really understands education.
Had he not recruited me to Carroll, significantly I wouldn't be where I am today. And when I thought about it, I'm sure there are really literally hundreds of other people who he's affected in that way. And that's the Carroll experience, that it was pivotal. It was a pivotal moment in time.
I learned a lot from Shirley Hilger. One thing I do that really surprises students at universities is I learn their names. And I, in educational sense, grew up with that in prep school and at Carroll, but Shirley, just by modeling, showed us how important it is to know the individual. And so the colleague who nominated me, Helen Petracchi, she read an article I'd written about academic freedom. She emailed and said, you don't remember me, but you recruited me to Carroll in your first year of admissions. And I wrote back and said, your mother was advisor to the Latin Club. And she's like, oh. And I just think that that's something that I gained from Shirley, was it's not just a numbers game, it's a human game. And it's important to remember people and who they are and where they're from. I'd always been interested in education, but it took a circuitous route for me to get to the place of saying, I'd really like to teach this at the university level. And since my doctorate in teaching history of higher education virtually every year since 1993, I've made it something of a mission to convert students. Whether or not they end up doing a dissertation on history of higher education, fine, but at least appreciate this history, and it's not names, dates, places. It's what were the opportunities for women in the late 1800s? Why did we build black colleges? Why did we build community colleges? And so it's not just the research university story, it's not just Madison or the Ivy Leagues, it's also what happens on the ground every day.
If I understand it correctly, in his field, he has graduated more African American PhDs than any other scholar in the United States. And I think that really is related to his understanding of opportunities that were natural to him or were a given in his life, and wanting to provide those opportunities in a real social justice way to others.
Philo asks hard questions about society, about institutions, about larger structures, but he does because he cares about the people who bear the brunt of the burden when those structures go awry.
I think he isn't afraid to address some of the inequalities that he sees. That might be just from his own upbringing experiences and realizing that some things could be done better. So how does he play a meaningful role, and to look forward to doing that kind of thing? I've talked to master's and doctoral students in recent years who would just say, my advisor want me to deal with these black issues. And that was never his issue. He was like, no, let's really dive in because I see an opportunity here to do something that's unique.
He's willing to open his mind and view things in different ways to help other students be educated.
Probably the thing I'm proudest of now in terms of my teaching is that students find a voice in my history of higher education. In the past few years, I've had two groups who have said in class, I now have an identity in terms of what I'm studying. Conservative white women, there are a few in the South, and African Americans. And like, somehow I've reached across, and all these people are saying, I sort of know who I am now.
I want to say congratulations to you, Dad, for winning this award. I'm unbelievably proud of you, and you definitely deserve this.
Philo, I'm happy for you and I'm proud of you. You're a true leader in the field and a true friend.
You're very well deserving of this award, so congratulations again.
Philo, congratulations on this award. It's been an honor to know you and an honor to nominate you. Thank you so much for the effect you actually have had on my life. Mazel tov.
This one's really meaningful. I mean, it's the place where I think I really developed intellectually and socially, and Carroll changed me in some very positive ways. And as I wind down toward the end of my career, I think this is a hallmark for me.